So let's dive into the fascinating geological formation of the Giant's Causeway, an extraordinary natural wonder located on the north coast of Northern Ireland. What makes this place so unique and captivating are the 40,000 interlocking basalt columns that form a peculiar landscape. Now, you might be wondering how these remarkable basalt columns came to be. The story takes us back to around 50 to 60 million years ago, when the Earth was a very different place. During this time, the area we now know as Northern Ireland experienced intense volcanic activity. As a result, molten lava spewed out onto the Earth's surface, and when it came into contact with the cooler air and water, it began to solidify. But here's the interesting part. As the lava cooled and contracted, it formed distinctive hexagonal patterns. These patterns are the result of the natural process called columnar jointing. Essentially, the lava cooled at a relatively uniform rate, causing it to crack and form these hexagonal columns. Over time, these basalt columns were exposed due to erosion, revealing the stunning landscape you see today at the Giant's Causeway. And while the Giant's Causeway might be the most famous example of this geological phenomenon, it's not the only one. Similar basalt formations can be found in other parts of the world, such as the Devil's Postpile in California, USA, and Svartafoss waterfall in Iceland. It's amazing how the Earth can create such intricate and beautiful structures through natural processes. Now that we've explored the geological formation of the Giant's Causeway, let's delve into the rich folklore that surrounds this captivating place. The most famous legend associated with the Giant's Causeway is that of the Irish giant, Finn McCool, also known as Fionn Mac Comhail. According to legend, Finn McCool was a mighty warrior and leader of the Fianna, a band of Irish warriors. In the story, Finn learns of a Scottish giant named Benandonner who's challenging him to a fight. Eager to prove his strength and not wanting to be outdone, Finn decides to build a causeway across the sea to face his rival. Finn works tirelessly constructing the Giant's Causeway from the interlocking basalt columns so he can cross the sea without getting his feet wet. But as he nears the end of his journey, he catches sight of Benandonner and realizes that his foe is much bigger and stronger than he had anticipated. Fearing defeat, Finn retreats to his home in Ireland, where his clever wife Unag devises a plan to outsmart the Scottish giant. She disguises Finn as a baby and places him in a giant cradle. When Benandonner arrives in search of Finn, Unag tells him that Finn is away, but invites him in to see their baby. Upon seeing the enormous baby, Benandonner is struck with fear, believing that Finn, the father, must be even more colossal and powerful. In a panic, the Scottish giant flees back to Scotland, tearing up the causeway behind him to prevent Finn from following. So, while we know that the Giant's Causeway was shaped by incredible geological forces, the legend of Finn McCool adds a layer of enchantment and mystery to this already fascinating site. It's a testament to the power of storytelling and the way it can bring a landscape to life, weaving tales that capture our imagination for generations. Let's now venture beyond the basalt columns and explore the unique flora and fauna found in the area surrounding the Giant's Causeway. The coastal location of the causeway plays a significant role in shaping the local ecosystems, creating a diverse and rich environment for various species to thrive. The cliffs and grasslands around the Giant's Causeway are home to a variety of plant species. Some of these plants are rare or unique to the region, such as the oyster plant, which can be found growing along the rocky shoreline. Another example is the frog orchid, a small and delicate flower that thrives in the grassy habitats around the causeway. The coastal environment also supports a diverse range of bird species. Seabirds such as guillemots, razorbills, and fulmars can be spotted nesting on the cliffs, while kestrels and peregrine falcons can be seen soaring overhead. The area is also an important habitat for migratory birds, such as brant geese and whooper swans, which visit during the winter months. The rocky shorelines and tidal pools are teeming with marine life, including various species of seaweed, crabs, and sea anemones. The waters surrounding the Giant's Causeway are also home to dolphins, seals, and even the occasional basking shark. It's worth mentioning that the unique geological features of the Giant's Causeway itself provide microhabitats for plants and animals. The crevices between basalt columns, for example, can serve as shelter for various species, such as lichens and mosses, which have adapted to this unusual environment. In summary, the area around the Giant's Causeway is a treasure trove of biodiversity, shaped by the coastal location and the unique geological features that define this remarkable landscape. It's a fascinating place to explore, not only for its striking basalt columns, but also for the abundance of life that thrives in its vicinity. Let's now delve into the fascinating history of the Giant's Causeway, from its discovery to its popularization and eventual recognition as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. While the Giant's Causeway has likely been known to local inhabitants for centuries, its existence didn't gain widespread attention until the late 17th century. In 1693, a paper was presented to the Royal Society by Sir Richard Bulkeley describing the causeway's unique basalt columns. This marked the beginning of the scientific study and documentation of the site. Throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, the Giant's Causeway gained increasing popularity, drawing the attention of both scientists and tourists alike. Renowned artists and writers, such as William Thackeray and J.M.W. Turner, visited the site and contributed to its growing fame through their works. The popularization of the Giant's Causeway was further boosted by the development of the local railway system in the 19th century. This made it more accessible to visitors, and the site soon became a popular destination for Victorian tourists who marveled at the breathtaking landscape and inspiring geological formations. In recognition of its unique geological and cultural significance, the Giant's Causeway was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1986. This prestigious status helped to raise awareness of the site's importance and value, both in terms of its natural beauty and its rich history. Today, the Giant's Causeway is managed by the National Trust, a UK conservation organisation, which works to preserve and protect the site for future generations. Visitors can explore the area through guided tours, an interactive visitor centre, and well-maintained walking trails, all designed to enhance their experience while minimizing the impact on the fragile environment. In summary, the history of the Giant's Causeway is a story of discovery, popularization, and conservation. From its initial recognition in the 17th century to its designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Giant's Causeway continues to captivate and inspire people from all over the world. As we've seen, the Giant's Causeway is a truly unique and awe-inspiring place, both in terms of its natural beauty and its cultural significance. With this in mind, it's essential that we examine the ongoing conservation efforts to protect and preserve this remarkable site for future generations. The primary organization responsible for the conservation of the Giant's Causeway is the National Trust, a UK-based charity dedicated to preserving and protecting the country's most important historical sites and natural landscapes. The National Trust works closely with local communities, government agencies, and other stakeholders to ensure that the Giant's Causeway remains a well-managed and sustainable destination. One of the key aspects of conservation at the Giant's Causeway is balancing the needs of visitors with the protection of the site's delicate ecosystems and geological features. To achieve this, the National Trust has developed carefully planned walking trails that allow visitors to explore and appreciate the area without causing unnecessary damage or disturbance. Additionally, the National Trust invests in ongoing research and monitoring programs to better understand the site's ecology, geology, and the potential impacts of climate change. This information is essential for making informed management decisions and ensuring the long-term protection of the Giant's Causeway. Education and outreach programs are another crucial aspect of conservation efforts. The Interactive Visitor Center at the Giant's Causeway educates visitors about the site's geological and cultural history, as well as the importance of preservation. Local schools and community groups are also engaged in educational programs, fostering a sense of stewardship and pride in this incredible natural treasure. Lastly, the National Trust collaborates with other organizations and experts to share knowledge, develop best practices, and pursue innovative conservation strategies. This collaborative approach helps to strengthen the overall effectiveness of the conservation efforts at the Giant's Causeway. In conclusion, the ongoing conservation efforts at the Giant's Causeway are essential to preserving this unique site for future generations. Through careful management, research, education, and collaboration, we can ensure that this natural and cultural treasure remains a source of wonder and inspiration for many years to come.